Hey, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another Ramble Radio, motherfucker!
But
Yes.
also video.
How about
also
that?
video.
How about that? Look, we're coming to you from every avenue possible. Eddie, this is episode 354.
Woo!
When did they bury us? When did they say we were
Four.
done? Episode 4.
killed it at
350
4.
later.
Well, they didn't even
Still
want the offshoot of Ramble Radio.
No,
they were
didn't,
trying to stop the Ramble.
They were trying to stop our main podcast at Ramble. This is our offshoot podcast, Ramble Radio. To
Ramble
those who are
Radio.
new, if this is your first time, then that's
This isn't like Ramble. This is Ramble
no,
Radio.
no. And they buried us at episode 4, and here we are, 350 later.
Said we couldn't do it.
Do you remember all the talks about should they blow it up? Who are they going to trade? All that shit. It was
Right.
It was a nightmare.
I mean, it got to one point where they just wanted to execute both of us.
Yes, they
just
called out.
We're talking about literally just
shooting us dead in the streets, and here we are. By the way, you think it's just you and I?
yeah.
Well, Cody's still not here. He says he's at a film
Is
festival.
that his film festival?
His film festival, but I mean,
or is he at the impeachment inquiries?
or is that it? Or is he trying to shut? Is he trying to help shut down the government? I mean, there's that too. It's alt-right. Cody is a very busy man. Hopefully, he thinks he'll be back next week. We'll see.
Oh, that's good.
We'll see. But
always union strong with alt-right Cody.
Always
union strong.
we have and we're not trying to say anything or anyone could ever replace alt-right Cody.
No,
we're not trying to say that.
No, that's
But
not what we're doing here.
We have just called up for a 10-day contract in the middle of the season. Our friend, please welcome comedian extraordinaire, the one and only Mr. Nick,
also has his own salad at Flappers Comedy Club.
That's right. It's got its own salad at Flappers.
Has his own salad at Flappers.
Shit.
If you're ever in Burbank
right.
at Flappers, order his salad. It's on the menu.
Me. He's right there with Dangerfield on the fucking menu. That is fucking incredible. Because isn't Dangerfield like the Reuben or some shit? Anyway, here he is.
Well, this one is named after him. Here it is. Go for it.
Nick Cobb.
Yeah.
Nick Cobb. What's up, buddy?
What is Dangerfield on the Flappers?
Oh, I don't know. I'm just assuming. I figured there'd be a Dangerfield.
You are the Nick Cobb salad.
The Nick
I
Cobb
want to
salad.
believe it has nothing to do with my name. That even if it were another salad, they would have just shoehorned my name in there. I want to believe that. I just did so well there over the years in the Yoo-Hoo room that they're like, I don't care. Put it parfait. I don't know.
Do you get a cut of every Nick Cobb salad sold? Do they?
You get like 3 cents.
I get 5 minutes of stage time in the Yoo-Hoo. After the place is closed.
That's almost not worth it.
To each his own. It's a good salad. It's a good Cobb salad.
It's a great Cobb. Now the reason
Nick Cobb salad.
The reason we have Nick Cobb on is the reason we have a Nick Cobb on here is because Nick and I got into a very
salad talk with Nick Cobb.
Salad talk. Heated. You said it, Nick. I didn't want to say it. Heated.
Maybe that's a podcast, man.
Yes, that is salad talk.
We could fill that void with salad talk.
We just walk around talking about salads.
There's something called a super niche, and that's what it is. A daily salad.
A daily
salad talk podcast.
It's 3 hours. It's 3 hours long each episode. It's 3 hours of us talking salad.
I got 17 minutes on chickpeas. Let's do it.
Are they garbanzo beans? Are they chickpeas? That could be. Oh, and then you just let them
go down that conspiracy rabbit hole. That would be
right down that deep dive.
For $100 a week, would you do that? Would you?
Yes,
would you
$100 a week. Why not?
Daily salad podcast.
Wait, does it have to be 3 hours?
No, we'll just say 45 minutes every day.
Oh yeah,
salads.
I could do that for $100.
I could do that.
How long? Like how much?
But you can't stray. It has to be about salads for 45 minutes.
I think I would make about $120. I think when it was all said and done.
One day, Jerry starts to meander off into soup, and the producers come in like, "No,
no.
Hey.
That's soup and salad talk. That's not here. That's a salad talk.
That's one of our rivals.
Why don't you just put that in your act, okay? Leave it out of the podcast.
Oh, Jesus, that'd be fucking amazing. But so Nick and I got into a heated exchange.
Pretty heated, yeah.
Over the movie Teen Wolf, so much so that it turned into a phone call.
I don't think we've ever disagree. I don't think we've ever had an argument, but that's the closest we've ever got.
Absolutely was about Teen Wolf. So we're gonna
what was the premise of the argument?
Well, we're gonna get into that. We don't want to. You don't have. I mean, he's the guy they named the Nick Cobb salad after. So we build up to this. We're not
this
just
is the tease. You're putting in the tease.
First, what we do for every Friday podcast is we recap the Ahsoka episode on Disney Plus. So Eddie and Nick, feel free to chime in, even though you haven't seen 1 second of it.
Is it better than the Luke appearance in Mandalorian? Because that's the best thing I've ever seen in Star Wars.
That was really good. Andor, I thought, was better. And then I thought the Obi-Wan show was the worst thing I've ever seen in Star Wars.
Right.
And then this started off like it was going to give. I thought at the beginning, Eddie didn't feel as strongly this way, but I thought at the beginning of the first 3 episodes of Ahsoka, I thought, oh, are the Obi-Wan people popping champagne right now? Like, oh shit, we're not the worst thing ever.
But then the 74 Dolphins.
Yeah. We're still undefeated. Nick Bonacani just popping that champagne like there.
But the reason I think, again, to recap, the reason I think those 3 ones are so slow and not my favorite ones to watch is because it is based off an animated series that probably 40 to 50% of the Star Wars fandom has never seen.
Rebels.
So they were trying Rebels. And you have to know Clone Wars and Rebels.
Yeah, you have to know both Clone Wars and Rebels to really
understand what the fuck is happening.
The first 3 episodes reads like if a guy who works for Wikipedia summed up Clone Wars and Rebels and then explained what was happening like a week after. And you're just like, oh boy. And then it gets really fucking good. And now we're at episodes 1, 2, and 3 sucked. 3, 4, 5, and 6 I thought were thumbs up. 7 just came out, and it gone just a little because I don't think enough happened moving the story forward enough in 7. There's a lot of good action scenes. And I think, Eddie, the problem with episode 7 is it leaves me hungering. I just want a Balin show. He is the best character, and they are just fucking teasing. We're not getting anything definitive out of this guy, and it's starting to drive me.
And we also know
crazy.
That it's not going anywhere because Ray Stevenson's passed away.
The actor's dead who plays him. We're not getting a Balin show. We're not going to. I mean, but the problem now,
it's episode 7 suffers from what we were talking about this before we started recording. What most of these series seem to suffer from. Whether it's Marvel or Star Wars, it's that final episode before the finale where it's just sort of like, we're just trying to set everything up for the finale. They almost take a break off storytelling just to move all the pieces into place to go, okay, here's the finale. Instead of just doing a 2-part finale, which
is what they should do. Just give us a 2-parter.
And just do a 2-parter. Leave us on a cliffhanger going into the finale, and then whatever you want to do in the finale. But it's just that classic episode before a finale where it's just let's just set everything up.
And I think the reason it bothered me more was because the first 3 episodes were so meandering that I thought, oh fuck, here we go. But yeah, it was still better than those.
4, 5, and 6 was like, this is why I loved Rebels. This is why the first season of Mando. This is why I liked Filoni. Was because of these episodes. Episode
6 reminded me of why I fell in love with Star Wars in the first place of Ahsoka. Anyway, so that I think it's I just hope the finale is fun and good and bring. But here's the problem, Nick, is the guy who's behind all this. His name's Dave Filoni. He was kind of Lucas's right-hand man before Lucas sold everything to Disney, and so he's kind of seen as the heir apparent to Lucas. And my first initial issue was, to me, he came across very much like Ryan Leaf. We're like Clone Wars and Rebels was him in college, and then the first 3 episodes in Ahsoka was him in the NFL. You're like, what the fuck is happening? But
as a parent of little kids, most of what I watch has a talking train in it. So I've
been there. I've been there.
Yeah, so I need real quick, I would need to know, should I spend my time on this, especially when I know episode 1 through 3, I have to watch but won't enjoy. Like,
Yes.
Jerry, you can do that. You've got that kind of time on your hands.
Yes, I think 4, 5. I think I do. I think 4, 5, and 6 are good. Are very good. That it kind of absolves the bullshit of 1, 2, and 3. And I can, if you need a primer, I'll give you one. I'll give you a 5-minute rundown on what you need to know.
No. I just need to know: is it as good as the 1 or 2 episodes about the work camp in Andor? Because that's
nothing. No. There is nothing that will be. I don't know what the fuck is going to be that good again, but in Star Wars. But it's really fucking good. Episodes 4, 5, and 6 are really fucking good, and 7 is not a bad episode in my opinion. I just wished more would have happened because
Thrawn is such a great villain, and that's what
best.
I think. That's why it picked up 4, 5, and 6, because the first 3 episodes you don't have a villain. You have Balin, but you like Balin. You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't hate Balin. He's not the villain. He's not the antagonist. And then now Thrawn enters in 4, and you're like,
here's the bad guy. Yeah,
and he's such a great bad guy.
Great fucking bad guy. Of course, Thrawn, Nick, was introduced in the books in the 80s, the Heir to the Empire books.
Heir to the Empire.
And they finally made him an actual character in the actual Star Wars.
I guess I missed it when I was playing sports and trying to talk to girls.
You missed the Thrawn books.
I'm glad
wait a minute. You would have been 10. You would have been 10. Shut up. There's no fucking way. You were 10 years old. You weren't trying to get laid at 10. Stop.
You don't know me, man. You know how I was doing things back in Memphis.
Oh shit. So by the way, we have man, if only we had someone from Philly on here, we could have a complete NFC East podcast.
Wow.
Because Nick is a Giants fan. Eddie Commanders, myself Cowboys. What was that?
I'm not. No. Like, you and a couple other people want to like put me down as a Giants. I'm not. Like, I know Giants fans. I'm not a Giant fan.
Don't you pull for them?
No, I'm a fan of the motorboating fun bags. That is who I'm a fan of. That's my only real team. It has been for 12 years running. We're 3-0 this year. No, look. This is you can't say you're a fan of a team when you just don't really care if they lose, and you're like, oh, okay, that's cool if they win.
Right. That makes sense. Yeah.
I'm too much of a sports fan to say that I'm a fan of them.
I get you. That makes sense. Do you have a football team that you care if they lose?
Yeah, I just told you, motorboating fun bags.
Okay, all right.
Look, the truth is, I left Memphis before the Titans got to Nashville.
Right.
Had I been there, maybe I would be a Titans fan.
Right.
But I just like it all. The NFL is good.
Yeah.
Just that good.
NFL and NBA walk into a steel cage match for your affection. Who walks
NBA.
out? Oh,
there's no close second. Bro.
It's not, and that's why we are now here because we have to talk about maybe the greatest film about basketball ever made, and that's Teen Wolf.
Yeah. You could definitely make the case that it's the greatest movie about basketball that has the worst basketball in it.
Yes, it is. It's very terrible basketball being played. And that's why this all started, I think we started talking about it. And I said, dude, if they played one black school, they lose by 60 points.
Oh, yeah.
Like if that Teen Wolf team played one black school, they lose by 60.
You
it's
texted
not
me that
even
yesterday.
with the wolf. Even with the wolf. There.
You texted me that yesterday. If they could beat anybody, if they could beat anyone with any sort of good, like any black team, you asked
There's
me
no way.
that, and I was like, well, they have Francis in the low post, so
I don't understand why he's like in one scene in the championship. There's a guy on the bench that's cheering that looks like a normal
athletic
dude. You know,
right?
Yeah,
he doesn't have to be super athletic. He doesn't have to be number 45. 45 is great on that team.
45 is amazing. That dude, I think if you looked at his final stat line, he had like 27, 22, 17, and 12.
And
like it was
exact same blocks.
Yes, like the 3 exact, and they're just those emphatic, just flies in. The guy didn't even have a chance to get it past the back of his head. He slots it.
And then what did he do? He started a fast break with it immediately.
Right.
And he didn't even pass it to Michael J. Fox. Didn't pass it to Scott, I think was his name. He passed it to somebody else who then passed it to Michael J. Fox, and that's just a mistake every time. He's looking on his feet the whole time. It's such – they don't talk enough about how much he threw his teammates under the bus by not coming in as the Wolf.
Yeah.
Not only didn't come in as the Wolf, but he came in late.
Yeah, and late.
Just
to the game. The game. He comes in late, and he's not – but, like – wasn't the Wolf kind of the villain of the movie in a way? Because, like, when he was the Wolf, he was a selfish player. He was, stealing passes.
Yeah, but that's like that.
Teammates.
It's the Wolf was you playing against the special needs kid. Like you're like, all right, I can only fuck
really
around
happened.
for so long
Really
before
happened.
I need to just.
What's that medication that people started taking 20 years ago when they had really bad acne, and it healed it up right away, but they may go a little crazy? What was it?
Oh God, I have no idea.
Not Retin-A, was it? It wasn't.
It was
Retin-A.
something with that sound. This is what I think the Wolf is really about.
Okay.
Because his life completely improves
Yes.
exponentially. And then now you're going to sit here and say that the Wolf was the problem, that he was a villain. He improved Scotty's life.
Yeah. He got the hot chick he always wanted.
Yes.
Even though he leaves her at the end for his regular
Boof.
Absurd.
Boof. Yeah. But he got the hot chick he always wanted. He's Mr. Popular. Yeah, but I still think again they play one inner city school and they get the living shit kicked out of them.
Yeah, look, I'll concede that point, but what I'm trying to say is there is no doubt that he is a D1 player, especially now when everybody's leaving so early. There's no doubt the Wolf goes. I think he goes back in the day. He would go to UNLV. Like. There's no way to decide if he has a jumper or not. You have no idea.
Because he never shoots a jump shot.
He doesn't need to.
Doesn't need to.
He's got those strings.
He can develop that game later.
But he's got a handle. At one
Definitely
point,
got the handle.
Slide gymnastics move on the floor. He can pass. He can run the fast break.
Yeah.
Tell me that's not a UNLV star.
He can finish at the rim. Everything. The
Play
only
defense.
thing is, again, he plays one game against Dirk, against Garnett, against Tim Duncan. They put 70 on him. Like they put 70 on him. Shaq.
Are you saying that just because of the height? Is that the only reason you're saying that? Just because of the height factor.
He's 5'3". Shaq puts 200 points on him. Shaq breaks every record in the NBA playing against a Wolf in one game.
He is at least Chris Paul's height, at least, and that's going to be good enough because he can jump. He goes to the rim like Ja, but he's got that werewolf kind of like ability. He's never going to be injured. Never going to be injured. I don't see a downside. Yeah. I don't know why. He's a first-round draft pick, no doubt about it.
There's no way. I'm not wasting a first-round pick on that guy.
Okay, say what's the worst? What's the worst team in the NBA right now? What's the worst team in the NBA right now?
Orlando.
Okay,
and
you're trying to up it. You're trying to up attendance. You're trying to up attendance.
Werewolf. You sign.
You draft the werewolf.
You're competing with Disney. You got to sell some jerseys. Who would not?
You draft the werewolf.
You get the Wolf, start him, and you have to start him. You cannot have him on the bench.
And if you're the Wolf, do you get a perm going into the NBA?
But don't you think the Wolf would just be an instant locker room killer, a coach killer, just no chemistry? Like
so negative. Like I think that people would rally behind him. He's basically the Wolf. Is the most popular. Now you're a teammate with the most popular kid in school. How does that hurt you? It doesn't hurt you at all.
But in the NBA, you don't care because you were the most popular kid in your school, even if you're the 16th guy off the bench. You don't need that. You don't need that.
It only helps because everyone is going to want to have you if you can bring the Wolf to whatever club or party they want. They want you as long as you can bring them. And if you're okay with that, the world is your oyster.
But don't you see someone
does somebody spike his Gatorade with silver?
Yeah,
just put a couple drops of silver in there.
Well, don't definitely be a 30 for 30, and he'd only last for 1 year. But I do think that he would be in the NBA.
I think he'd be that kind of guy that, like the Kobe, had he been around, like would just have put 90 on him just to embarrass him, just to be like, "Fuck you, you ain't shit."
No, I don't think it goes that way. It's gonna be
No.
it's gonna be like a once brothers or whatever that is, 30 for 30, where
Right.
all the way he gets his team to the playoffs, maybe like the Wizards or something.
Right.
And then some new age Van Helsing kills him from the stands.
Okay, here's the scenario. Here's the scenario.
All right.
Say you don't draft Teen Wolf, but you do draft an actual werewolf, right?
Ooh.
Not Teen Wolf, but an actual werewolf.
But just
So
like
he
a
can
regular-
only play as the wolf once every 30 days when there's a full moon.
Ooh.
But that one day, you're guaranteed 100 points.
You take him.
Like
I think you
he's
have
the greatest
to take him.
player.
You have to.
So you're
take-
getting him once a month,
You just have to hope that
and the rest of the time it's Michael J. Fox.
the. Oh.
And you bury him. Look, you know how you just in Nebraska volleyball.
You carry him on the roster, is what I'm saying.
Oh, you give him a roster spot, and then that one day of the month you unleash him. Yes.
Yeah, but you don't even play in the regular arena. You would go to like
An outdoor
stadium.
Yes, an outdoor arena. But I think Teen Wolf's biggest mistake is we're having a very legitimate argument here. And I think
Sure.
Teen Wolf's biggest mistake is they made it about basketball. Had he been a running back, he's fucking Walter Payton. Who stops him if he's a running back? That would have made far more sense.
I think it's because it takes place in Indiana.
I guess. Yeah, they had to
small
just.
town in Indiana, and I think that must be it.
I mean, you make
basketball.
him a running back. He's unstoppable as a running
Yeah.
back. I think if the Wolf had been we're not having this conversation, he's in the Hall of Fame. He gets, and then of course, when was this 85? So he just he's a reason Marty Schottenheimer gets fired because the Wolf takes him to the playoffs, but then Schottenheimer can't get him over the hump. So
I'm trying to look up acne medication that has bad effects. I really need to know the name of it.
but
Goodness
wouldn't
gracious.
the Wolf have been the perfect Marty Ball guy?
I mean, you can make it. He could be a decathlete, really.
Yeah, that would be the best.
But that's not the point. You seem to just push back strangely. I mean, that he doesn't have a real shot. I don't even think you believe he can play D1.
I just don't see it.
You get him somebody else in the backcourt who can hit like an 18-foot jumper, and he'll be fine. That's all he really needs.
But okay, let's say he played D1. Then he has to play Zion Williamson. Zion Williamson destroys the Wolf.
Yeah, but okay,
destroys him.
You just take his ball. Just take the ball handling aspect of Teen Wolf. Just the ball handling and the speed. If he works on passing, and doesn't even go near the rim,
right?
He doesn't have to deal with the height issue anymore.
Right,
He's
but
just
we don't know if he can
distributing
shoot the ball. We don't know if he
He's
can
just
shoot
distributing
the ball.
He's distributing the ball.
Well, then you just fucking just D up everyone else and let this guy pass it. He sucks.
It doesn't matter. He is a werewolf. He is faster than everybody else. He can just beat you to the rim on a fast break. What?
And don't discount the fear factor of playing against the werewolf.
That's the thing, but no one was afraid of him. The evil jock villain was just like, I could give a fuck about what this guy did. Nobody was scared of him. Like they were just like, I got him. I'll play Dion Wolf. Like nobody.
You get a bad rash though.
What's that?
You get a bad rash. I bet they'd have to rotate.
They
players.
probably would. Yeah, you would.
If your team's allergic to dog hair,
Look,
you're in
I
trouble.
think the most intimidating thing in NBA history, it never happened, but Dirk Nowitzki 1,000% should have dyed his hair black and grown a Hitler mustache and had the Hitler haircut. And just so you have this 7-foot Hitler, like how uncomfortable would that make every other defender? They'd be like, I don't know if I want to. I'm good. Like
it's kind of hard when the commissioner was Jewish.
I know. Would have been Stern. Probably would have
kind of
difficult.
difficult. It's been a little pushback.
It would have been cool had he had sleeves that went all the way down to his wrist, like kind of like wizard's robes. That would have been sick. I just learned it's Accutane.
That made people
Accutane.
crazy.
Yeah,
Gave you bone spurs.
Is that true?
Yeah, my brother was on that.
Oh man.
Wow. Yeah, but
Wow.
it really improved his life. So I mean, look, there's always going to be some kind of a side effect. In this case, it's that he's not into boof, which everybody understands.
But so yeah, I guess so. Eddie, where do you land in all this? Because Nick is of the opinion that the Wolf, you're looking at no question a legendary college player and someone who probably should get drafted in the first round. Where do you
my
see?
thing about I have this philosophy with all sports. If there's someone who's just the superior athlete on the field or the court, you take that guy. He's the superior. You can coach shooting, you can coach a defense, you can coach a lot of, you can't coach just superior athleticism, and that's what he is.
Right.
He is the superior athlete.
If you have any questions,
you can't deny the raw athleticism.
Yeah. See John Conchar of the Memphis Grizzlies. The exact opposite of that. Look,
if he doesn't dominate in the NBA, he's the greatest six man in history.
You think he would be greatest six man ever? Go there.
Look, I think that he would be killed within the first year, either in the locker room or some freak in the stands, guys. They're like not checking for fucking crossbows or something. But how cool would it be if he aged gracefully as a Wolf? And he's 20 years in, and he's coming in as he's completely just gray, like his dad was in the movie.
Yeah,
right.
But and the announcers still have to talk about him like the Werewolf doesn't have the speed that he used to, but it's the anticipation. He's just learned the games.
He's developed between the ears. He knows how to. He beats you.
When he's getting the water like a Gatorade bottle, they're bringing him like a bucket. And just sticks his
They put a dog bowl on the court, and he goes down and licks it.
I like his chances.
He's just pissing and shitting himself on the court because he's so incontinent now. Like, okay, guys, this is we gotta take a TV timeout while they clean this up.
Yeah, hang on, all the guys are going around him with towels. You know what?
He's got a mark center court.
Would this be the end of load management? Do you load manage the Wolf at all?
No. Again, it's like you want to win the argument by removing the fact that he has just
supernatural powers.
Yes. He's not going to get hurt. He's not going to get tired. You saw the movie. Like, he did 4 dunks in a row, and then he's still like, yeah, come on.
That's right.
Let's keep doing it.
But if we want to play fictional here, and this is going to piss Nick off, I think, a lot, and I'm sorry. Eddie, you're witnessing Nick and I's first real argument. So forget NBA players. If we want to go fit, Beast from the X-Men fucking lights that motherfucker up like there's no tomorrow. Beast from the X-Men destroys the Wolf in a one-on-one match. If he's got to cover him, it's not even you can't. I'm telling you, I will defend that. If Beast, a mild-mannered doctor, could mop the floor with this guy in a game, I don't see. You just stick Beast on him. What are you afraid of then?
Yeah, but the Beast is. If you're talking about one-on-one, or are you talking about like horse or pig, or just one-on-one?
Well, horse, he destroys him because he can't shoot.
You don't know that he can't shoot. That is your biggest blind spot. Look, I get you that the Beast would beat him in a half-court game, so I'll give you the.
And I think if it was like, okay, 2 teams were like, let's say the rival high school just said, okay, you're bringing this timeout, and they sub in Beast, it's like, my shit, they win. Francis ain't stopping him.
If you're looking at Beast, you're taking what we were talking a minute ago, older Teen Wolf, who's now middle-aged Teen Wolf, who's developed the mental aspect of the game.
Right.
Beast is already coming in with that because he's a genius scientist.
He destroys him. That's why.
He's not guarding him, but the Beast is way bigger. He would just abuse all the regular humans on the local.
Why wouldn't you put Beast on Teen Wolf? You wouldn't leave Teen Wolf uncovered.
Exactly. I put Beast on Teen Wolf and you shut him out. I'm worried about Francis winning the game. I'm worried about Francis Buxton.
And then you got Francis cherry picking under the paint.
You just said that Teen Wolf is older now, so maybe you can double Teen Wolf and have Beast and everybody else.
All right, let's take it the other way. Okay, you got a werewolf.
Okay.
What about if you have a draft?
Yeah.
And there's 5 draft. The top 5 draft picks are all the Universal monsters.
Oh God.
Who are you taking first? Are you taking Dracula, Frankenstein, the werewolf, the mummy, creature from Black Lagoon? Which one goes first?
I
You
mean,
take a
Mummy's
werewolf.
last. There's Mummy. I don't touch. Mummy. I don't. That guy. What's he gonna do?
Frankenstein would just foul out in the first minute.
Frankenstein's not. But
But you put
their
him
best-
under the rim.
But wait a minute, Frankenstein. You're right. He fouls out, but their best player's dead.
And if,
Like,
if he doesn't foul out, he's just a walking, talking 3-second call.
right, but so's Mummy.
Out of the
That's
way.
why.
Yeah, but you just get Frankenstein to run down when you get possession, go under the basket, catch ball, dunk ball.
Yeah. I mean, that's the
Who's-
one over the cuckoo's nest thing. Right?
Yeah.
He's chief. He's basically chief.
I think Dracula is your first pick because he's got the speed. He doesn't need a full moon. He's got all the intangibles.
He can actually
He can fly. And then he also, I mean, vampires do have mind control, so no call doesn't go his way. I mean, he gets every call. He just works the refs for 10 seconds before the game. He works the refs and it's over.
I think Black Lagoon is just straight out. I don't think he even makes the team because he's just too fucking gross.
He's gonna get slip all over that court with his wet feet.
You take him over the Mummy?
Wait, what?
Creature from the Black Lagoon over the Mummy. You would
No,
take.
I don't want. I wouldn't. I'd rather have the Mummy than Black Lagoon.
Stop! No, Black Lagoon's he's powerful,
Yeah, but he's slow and just
He's wet.
disgusting.
but the Mummy
so
can't
wet.
even
I
walk.
think, I think he'd destroy the locker room. And he's just a terrible teammate. That's my guess.
And he'd smell so bad, like
He would
fish.
smell really bad.
He
So
would
I
be-
think I would go Dracula with the first pick.
Yeah.
Then I'm taking the werewolf.
Wolf.
Then Frankenstein. I disagree with Nick. I have to go Creature of the Black Lagoon fourth, and then the Mummy fifth.
Yeah, I guess I'd sign off on that. Sure, I'd sign off on it. I think that my point's been made, and that 9 out of 10 people will believe me that.
Wait, are you crowning yourself the people's champion of this
I just
argument
feel like
already?
there's no way you wouldn't recruit him to your college. If you saw the games that we saw, you'd at least be like, why would I not give him a chance? People are going to come to this. They're going to come to my shithole school to watch him play. No doubt.
He's
about it.
Coach Prime, but playing basketball.
Right, he's Coach Prime, but playing bad. I mean, yeah, but can I counter that though, Nick?
Well, I don't know.
With 1 point here.
What is it?
You and Eddie are under the assumption that the wolf puts asses in the seats, right?
Yes.
When in the movie, it doesn't even make the newspaper. Like, no one cares. There's no media frenzy that a werewolf.
There's no national news coverage
that
at
a
all, which is
werewolf
shocking.
is dominating a high school basketball
It's
game.
really odd that there's no recruiters there.
You know, there's nobody there. Fucking Chris Berman isn't there. Like, hey, we're here talking to the wolf.
Yeah.
They don't have any of that.
They missed
So-
a golden opportunity to have Tarkanian in there with like the thing in his mouth. He should have been watching just like 10 seconds of him being like, yeah, like the wolf.
Yeah. Bobby Knight throwing a chair at him, something.
Something. They could have done that. Yeah, that's true. But
So
he's not-
I just don't know that he's as box office as you and Eddie pretend he claim to think he is.
It was a packed house at the finals. Packed house.
But they're in Indiana. What else are they going to go do but watch a high school
They
basketball
weren't
game?
coming earlier. Now,
That's
granted,
true. That's true. It was dead.
I would
It was
be
dead
so
in Indiana.
pissed if Scott walked in late and he was. If you're going to walk in late,
Let's-
you better be the one.
Let's go back
You
to
come in
this
as the
because
wolf.
that makes that I think is the strongest point that is just glossed over in the movie. Is those teammates think we have it made, we're gonna win.
They're down 30 in the first half.
We have our dream here is to win this title, and our best player, the guy who's carried us the whole season, doesn't even show up until we're down. So mentally, how does a team even prepare or deal with that? There's so
They're
many.
all thinking like we have basically Clyde Drexler coming in
Right.
anytime now. It doesn't really matter as long as he's here 10 minutes before the game ends. We'll pull it out.
And then he comes in a half hour late,
Scott comes in.
and he's
He's
just a
short.
dude.
He's Canadian, and he looks down at the floor when he's dribbling. He's off.
How did they not steal it from him every play? I don't understand.
I would be so pissed. I mean, the coach.
Oh,
The coach gives a brilliant performance in the movie, whoever that actor is.
that he was great. But you think he was a problem, though, because you wouldn't have put
Because he had
Francis
Chuck.
at center.
because he had Chubbs on the floor. Yeah,
Right. You would not have put Chubbs in. So you wouldn't even put him on the floor. Chubbs doesn't see a second of time for you.
he runs a couple of pretty good screens.
He does.
But other than that, he's got no real purpose. He can't even get down low to box out.
He's great on a pick and roll, though. Great on a pick and roll.
That was it. Great on the pick
He's not rolling. That's true.
He's not rolling, but he's picking.
He's not.
Pick and pop. Yeah. Pick and pop. Yeah, I don't know. I think I made the point. I feel like Eddie's with me, but he just doesn't want to, ice you out.
Well, I think we're going to have Nick back for a follow. Ramble at theramblepod.com. Who do you agree with? Who was right? Is the wolf?
Do you take the Teen Wolf?
Is a Teen Wolf just a flash in the pan that's going to get destroyed the minute he goes up against real competition, or are Nick and Eddie right?
Wait, let me just add that on. You're saying that as if there's never been a flash in the pan that's been picked.
Of course,
they make it into the NBA. They make it in the NBA. There've been plenty of flash in the pans that made it.
Absolutely.
Yeah, they go to the G League after 6 months or something, but they did make it. So it just seems like an easy yes. It's easy.
But like I told you the other day, to me, the Wolf his absolute peak in the NBA is Robert Tractor Trailer. That's his absolute peak.
You don't think he's Linsanity for a week?
No, he's Robert Tractor Trailer.
For a week, he's not Linsanity.
No, Robert Tractor Trailer.
You're taking Linsanity over Teen Wolf.
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. Robert Tractor Trailer. I mean, imagine how, y'all are going to be...
Cherokee Park.
The great Dallas Maverick, Cherokee Park. You were going to, Lauren Meyer, you were going to take... Here's what I want. I wish this were real so I could be there. I could be there for the Wolves' first pro game just to see John Morant give him one of those dick in the face dunks, just right on him, just dick right in his face, stands over his wolf body.
Again, you're eliminating the fear factor. What guy's going to put his crotch near a werewolf's mouth?
Yeah, that's true. Unless they probably make him wear a mouthpiece, I imagine.
A muzzle.
Got a Hannibal Lecter mask on.
I mean, if somebody starts bleeding, they got to stop play anyway. I just don't see how somebody doesn't take a chance on him.
Okay, I think I think this would be what's his face, Mike Ditka trading everything to get Ricky Williams in the first round. That's what I think.
Put it this way, I'll even tweak this argument a little bit. If Mike D'Antoni is coaching,
he's
going to pick him up.
Oh, he's a perfect D'Antoni guy.
He's going to pick up the Wolf, and there's just no doubt about it.
So then is Wolf going to be just this guy that never won the big one because he had D'Antoni as his coach?
Yeah, he put out crazy numbers, and he runs a fast break his whole career.
I mean, if it is D'Antoni,
Until he slows down, he's great. He's finally learned a half-court offense.
Well, there we go. That's it. What a Ramble Radio.
Woo!
I'm so sorry, Nick, to make you a part of this. Well, I'll let you know what the results
he's our
are.
guest. Should he ask the question?
Yeah, I guess so. So we're contractually obligated, Nick. Every Ramble Radio wasn't up to us, but there is a fourth member, and it's Skeletor in Eternia. And I guess we do. Our guests are free to ask Skeletor whatever question you want, really. It could pertain to this episode. It could just be anything, but if you want to, Nick.
This is a real question.
Okay.
So, a little bit of exposition. My son, he's 5. He really he loves strawberries.
Okay.
But he only eats the very, one little bite of a strawberry, and then he puts it on the counter. So if you have a basket, just bought a basket, bring it home, he'll dump them all out, take one little bite, put them on the counter. So, and then lately he's been holding the strawberry up and saying to me, Dad, just the tip. And
no.
I don't know, do I have to have a sex talk with a 5-year-old, or maybe that's the best time to do it because he's not going to know what the hell I'm talking about anyway. So I asked Skeletor, what do I do? How do I tell my son to stop doing this without explaining what just the tip means?
Well, Nick Cobb of the famous Flappers, Nick Cobb salad. I love that salad. Every time I'm at Flappers, by the way, I order the Nick Cobb salad. It's great to finally meet you. That's a wonderful question, and I'm glad that you've asked me that. I never got a sex talk from my father. He just his sex talk was he put just the tip in my mouth, and I just had to suck his cock until he felt that he was, sated. And so I don't know if I'm the right person to ask about this, but I will say, if you do want to give your son the sex talk at a young age, I would recommend doing it in a very private place so no one thinks you're a weirdo. And I think the one place you could do it where no one would find you or hear you is the largest place in Eternia, and that's He-Man's mother's pussy! You get it? You see what I did there, guys? You get it?
Yep.
Okay.
I got it.
Sorry, Nick.
Sorry about that.
You didn't have to.
Every week.
Yeah,
Twice a week that happens.
Twice a week. It's. Whew, man.
Thanks, guys.
Yeah, anytime.
Yeah.
Nick,
So
where can all the
anytime
fine folk find you? Let us know.
I'm going to be at, I think called Dibs on Canal tomorrow night.
Oh, in Chicago?
Yeah, let me, if you
you
give me
go.
2 seconds. I'm new here, so I got to.
That's fine.
I got
Any Chicago, anyone who's in the Chicago area and you're listening to this, go check out the great Nick Cobb. He'll be performing there.
And you sell salads after the show, right? You have a table set up.
Your merch is a salad table.
You have a salad bar set up after the show.
I put bacon in there, guys. No fooling. It's a legit Cobb salad. Thank you, boys.
Thank you, buddy. Eddie, where can everybody find you?
5 days a week, patreon.com, The Ralph Report, and then Tuesdays, Fridays, Ramble Radio, and Wednesdays, Ramble Proper.
All right. You can find me at all the same Ramble places. You can find Eddie and Cody, of course, Cinesnob Cody. We'll be back next week. You can see me streaming on my Twitch and Kick. Retro Rocha is the handle, and my YouTube channel. So, yeah, we love you guys. Thanks for tuning in. Thank you, Nick Cobb. Thank you for being a part of this. We have to have you back to talk more fictional sports, more fictional characters in sports. Real quick, Nick, I think we need to devote an entire episode to this right here, Bill Lambier's Combat Basketball for the Super Nintendo. I think that needs a whole episode with you back. We'll maybe do that. All right. Love you guys. Stay safe. Take care, everybody. Bye.